Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Can I just have your attention? I'm going to do the spaceport. It's okay. Have your attention just for a few moments. Welcome, everyone, to V2 Institute for the Unstable Media and InterAccess. Hello, InterAccess.
Hey!
Hey!
Hello, Rotterdam. Good evening.
Woo! I'm standing here at the spaceport, which is an integral part of this exhibition, connecting us to Toronto tonight, live and in person and life-size-ish. Graham, you look pretty life-size. I don't know. Hello.
We're sometimes larger than life.
We're sometimes larger than life. That's true. Everybody looks bigger on TV, it's true. So we're here tonight as part of the Blowup series of events here at V2. We Are All Crew, a 3-day celebration of Marshall McLuhan's intellectual legacy in the centenary of his birth. And as part of it tonight, we're delighted, this afternoon in Toronto, we're delighted to open the Strategic Arts Initiative 2.0 exhibition, which is a revisioning and revisiting of a key art exhibition that took place 25 years ago, connecting Toronto at that time to Italy and France. This time, for the revisioning, we're connecting Toronto to Rotterdam, which is wonderful, and we have 5 artworks that you can interact with and play with tonight, this afternoon. I don't know if I'm going to have to keep doing that. You guys just know that when I say tonight, I mean this afternoon. So I'm not going to say too much about it, because actually I'm going to introduce you to the artists, and they're going to tell you a little bit about their works, and then you really get to know the work best, of course, by experiencing it. So I'm going to let the artists speak about the works themselves. And then at the end, when we've gone through all of the artworks together, just quickly, kind of quick do-or-die demos, then I'm going to introduce just introduce the rest of the program for the next couple of days. And then we'll be free to have a drink and come to the spaceport and chit-chat together and wave and say hello and interact with all of the artworks. But first of all, I'd like to introduce a special guest. We have someone with us tonight from the Canadian Embassy here in the Netherlands. Could I invite Nicolas Sabourin to the microphone?
Hello. Hi, Graham.
Hello, welcome to Rotterdam, or I guess.
Yeah, welcome to Toronto, I guess. So I'll keep that short. I know you're all excited and waiting to see the exhibit. So just want to say it's a great pleasure for me to be here tonight on behalf of the Canadian Embassy in the Netherlands for the opening of that Strategic Arts Initiative 2.0 and the 3-day program We Are All Crew. And when I say here, obviously I also mean Toronto, where, as you know, there's a mirror exhibition starting, today as well. So as was mentioned, the program of activities coincide with the celebration of great relevance to the artists present tonight and to Canada. That is the 100th anniversary of the birth of the famous Canadian media philosopher Marshall McLuhan, who was born in Edmonton in 1911. And it's, we all know that he's well known for coining expressions such as the global village, the medium is a message, and he was in many ways a pioneer. Indeed, McLuhan saw very accurately the impact that the information and communication technologies would have on our daily life, with a constant connection to a web of information just one finger touch away, and the online virtual presence, just as we're experiencing today, becoming the mainstream instead of a traditional face-to-face offline relationship. So for his 100th anniversary, there was a host of activities planned both in Canada as well as abroad, including this exhibition, which received a significant funding from the Canadian Council for the Arts. And well, V2, our host in Rotterdam this evening, is very much a pioneer as well. Describing V2 as an institute for the unstable media, I think, is quite accurate in light of today's ever-accelerating technological progress. And the Embassy's relationship with V2 goes back to more than a decade. Over the years, V2 has presented a great number of Canadian artists in their annual planning or in the context of the Dutch Electronic Arts Festival. And similarly, well, Graham, we collaborated with you on various opportunities, for instance, for that groundbreaking web chair telepresence project back in 2005 when we brought Canadian veterans in a virtual way to the Dutch classrooms. So, final word, the relationship between Canada and the Netherlands is based, as you know, on a long-standing friendship and many shared values. And I'm convinced that this exhibition is a clear sign that innovation and creativity are part of it and are certainly the way to follow in order to develop even closer link in the future. So with no further delay, I just want to thank V2 and InterAccess in Toronto for hosting such a stimulating event, and of course the artists for amazing us, for inspiring us, and making us reflect about the impact of technology on human relations. So have a great evening, well, a great afternoon in Toronto, and enjoy the interaction. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Nicolas, and thank you as well for bringing some wine, courtesy of the ambassador, which is available at the bar here. Sorry we can't share that with you, Toronto, but you can just go down to the LCBO and pick up some Pelee Island wineries. Fine, fine wine. So I'd like to invite Norman White to come up and discuss his work. We're going to go through each of the artists one by one and allow them to describe their work briefly and demo it briefly, and then the party begins. Welcome, Norman.
Well, there won't be a demo tonight, unfortunately. The arm is still not working. We spent the last 2 days trying to get the Ethernet communication working, and succeeded only about half an hour ago in getting reliable data exchanging. And then we found out one of our 12-volt batteries is dead. So we need 24 volts. So we'll come back tomorrow to see that. Hopefully we'll have everything working. I just want to say the rationale behind the arm is that it's always been important to me to take the idea of computer art away from the screen. That is to say, away from the desktop screen or the projected screen, and take it out of the realm of vision and sound. So touch becomes a critical issue. How do you transmit touch over the internet? And I would like ultimately to take it even further into smell and taste. But for the time being, the celebration here is touch, and as Michel said, we first did this in 1986 with mixed success, and I'm trying to do it this time around with greater power of the internet, but as you can see, it's not working yet. So anyway, thank you for coming, and I hope to see you in the next few days where I can actually show this thing in operation. Thanks.
Thanks a lot, Norm. I'm going to have to adjust this down to my height again. Could I invite Laura to come up and talk about the piece that you and Carl Hamfeld. Carl, do you want to come up to the spaceport? Carl, come to the podium, please. And you guys can...
Hello, Rotterdam.
Hello, and you guys can discuss your knock-knock piece, and tell a few knock-knock jokes, please, as well. That would be fun.
Carl,
take it away.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, this is a collaboration I did with Carl Hamfeld, and he's basically in charge of most of the software for the piece, and I did all the hardware for it. And it involves a pipe and a club. You bang the pipe.
That's kind of slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of like Skype for pipes, if you will. It's, we really wanted to get down to, you know, the lowest communication technique possible, and start off
we wanted to go primitive.
very primitive.
Yeah. All this high-tech stuff, you know. And it is.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's,
So as
you know,
soon as the Ethernet's going, we'll give it another knock.
it's working, Laura. It's just kind of low right now.
Okay.
We have some bugs in the wires right now, but yeah.
That's exciting. First time, I'm sure.
And
Okay,
it's a
Give it another try. Give it another knock knock.
woo. It does work.
It does work. Yay!
And it's
Wonderful.
also very
Okay.
economical. You know, bandwidth is always a premium, and each knock is a total of 2.5 bytes. How about that?
2.5 bytes.
It's very,
That's
doesn't come
nothing.
much cheaper than that.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Yay. All right, and now I'm going to invite David Rokeby to come and talk about his piece, International Feel.
First, I draw your attention to this vintage 1986 Strategic Arts Initiative t-shirt. Still wearable, still not too smelly. It's really exciting to be here, going back to that very crazy time in 1986 when a bunch of us came over against all odds and tried desperately to communicate between Italy and Toronto with no success, and finally had some success between France and Toronto. As usual, even though 25 years have passed, we still have had connectivity issues and all sorts of stuff. Just goes to show that's the nature of the beast. Anyway, the piece that I'm showing is a revisiting of the piece I showed then, which used a very early version of my piece, Very Nervous System, one in Paris and one in New York, sharing one piece of information about what was going on in the space with the other one. And each space would make sound relating to how closely synchronized the movements in the two places were. If there was synchronization between movements in both places, the sound would expand and get larger, and if things were out of sync, then you get noise or nothing. So in this case, I've used a Kinect depth sensor instead of a camera, and I'm capturing the body as sort of a bubble, three-dimensional bubble body, which you'll be able to see on the screen that I can see there, and which is over in the back here. And so if someone is in the space in Toronto and someone's in the space in Rotterdam, those bodies move through the same space and can find each other, and when they touch, they make sound. The most important thing to do is pay attention to the direction of sound. If you're in there and someone's in here, you'll hear breathing. If you know which direction the breathing's coming from and head towards the breathing, you will find the person. As you get close to the person, though, the sound moves quickly around you, so you have to kind of dodge and weave to find your way to the person. Now, lots of people want to see the screen which shows this happening, but in fact, I prefer to have the screen not visible because if you close your eyes and really feel the sound instead of looking at the image, you really feel more like that person is moving through you rather than projecting yourself onto the screen. Again, to get away, as Norman said, to get away from the screen, to be in the body in virtual space rather than being in a screen in virtual space. And now we will, that was sort of a demo, but if someone wants to go into the space in Toronto, Laura wants to do it? Okay. Okay, listen to the breathing, find it, move towards it. Up, down. You found it? Okay, now. Oh, yep, there, yep.
Get back in there, Toronto. Oh. So Laura's all alone. Laura's all alone, Toronto. Oh. If you listen, you can find them. So it only works with one person at a time in each space. Best. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Great. Thanks. Yep.
Thanks, Laura. Thanks, whoever was on the other end.
Awesome. Great. So, hey, Toronto, can you send Doug to the spaceport, please? Doug back. Can you tell us about decoupled?
Yeah, I guess so. I only finished it like 3 weeks ago because the original piece I was going to put in, when I got it done, it basically just sucked. Didn't do a thing for me. Yeah. So when I built this piece, it's still milling around in my mind what it means, but it's about sacrifice, Aztec style, I think.
Aztec style.
I think so, yeah. We debated whether to put blood in the jars or leave it water, but we decided to leave it water for this piece.
Okay.
It's about
Biohazard
duplicating.
with blood.
Yeah, it would be. Well, it'd be fake blood.
Yes.
It's about sacrifice. A lot of people sit there and move their little finger a little tiny bit and spend hours and hours on the screen. So this is supposed to make you maybe contemplate what you're doing on the computer, those heartbeats that you're not wasting, but you're sacrificing.
Okay. Well, if we can have someone maybe come over. Norm, do you want to demo Doug's piece? Doug's piece is in the far corner here. And when you put the clip on your finger, it senses your heartbeat. And then your heartbeat is sent to the water pump in Toronto. And people will see in the form of these water waves your heartbeat. And the person in Toronto is sending theirs to the water pump here. Who's at the pump in Toronto? Have we got...
Mike Junot.
Okay. And we've got Norm White over here.
Go Mike. You can beat him, he's old.
And presumably, if two people are connected there that know each other, they might be excited to see each other and their heartbeat would change and... Uh-oh. Then you would know as well if the other person was in distress, if all of a sudden their heart was to stop.
Right.
Right. It's an excellent medical evaluation tool also.
No, it's not a medical instrument.
Okay, it's not a medical
It's
instrument. Okay, very important. I'll have to try to remember that and not diagnose anybody. You know, that's also a habit on the internet. You diagnose your illnesses, right? Yeah,
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot, Doug.
My pleasure.
Yay! So last but definitely not least, can we have Graham Smith come up to the spaceport, please? Tell us about Displaced Perspectives 2.0.
Hey, thanks, Michelle. And thanks, Rotterdam and everyone over there for helping set this up, and InterAccess for making this happen. Yeah, I mean, I started building telepresence robots with this show 25 years ago in '86, and have been continuing to do this kind of work of this kind of idea of a displaced presence, of an idea of not only video conferencing like this, but actually being able to control and move your presence through space, which is a whole other kind of three-dimensional realm to the kind of idea of projecting presence. And you know, over the years, I've done many projects. We almost got arrested when we did this in front of the White House in '94. Secret Service didn't seem to like this too much for some reason. I think you'd probably be shot at this point in time, but you know, in 25 years ago, this idea of video conferencing over the internet like this was just in its very, very early stages. I mean, I think we were able, when we were testing it in Toronto, to get maybe one frame every 20 minutes. And now with things like Skype, I mean, it's a free piece of software that works beautifully like this. And the idea of the piece, Displaced Perspectives, is the idea of being able to control something in a remote location and yet having a machine in your location that you can't control. So if I can call on Jeff Mann, is Jeff still around? If he can control the robot here at InterAccess, and I'm going to control the robot from...
All right, Jeff is getting on the step pad. Yeah. All right, so we've got the robot right here, and Jeff is in the corner controlling the other robot that's in the other space, and here we have... Yeah, we can hear you. So the idea is drive around. Yep. Go have a beer.
Where's the bar?
You're never going to make it to the bar because there's a tripwire in the way. You have to go around the pillar. It's going to be really tricky. You have to show your ID.
Well, you only have to be 16 and involved, so that's not So this is the idea, and you can actually control this and drive the robot around, come up and talk to people, say hello. Hi there. And then this idea of you're exploring this space in a way that's very familiar to people. You're scanning the room, you're looking around, you're moving forward, you're moving back. And that's what the piece is all about, this idea of presence being mobile, not just a stationary presence. Now you go back to the other.
Yeah, come back to the spaceport. There's Jeff. Jeff is coming in with you to the spaceport.
I think Jeff wants to say something. Jeff, want to say something?
Jeff, do you want to add something? No. Hello, Rotterdam.
I've got him muted right now. That's good. Sorry, Jeff. Not that I meant to mute you, but no, I really want to thank Jeff Mann, actually, who without
Jeff,
his
you
help,
look terrible.
And then we created this hole in space, this idea, which comes from, we call it the spaceport, but really it comes from Kit Galloway and Sherry Rabinowitz, who did the world's first piece like this back in 1976 with satellites between Los Angeles and New York City. And they just got, there's a huge art exhibit in Los Angeles recently with the Getty Museum, all over Los Angeles, over 3,000 works. And their piece, this hole in space, was voted the third most successful art piece of all time. So I think I really owe a lot to their kind of insights over the years. I really wanted to add them as a reference. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely. Thanks, Graham. Yay. All right, so that ends the talking portion of our evening, although of course everyone's welcome to come up to the spaceport and say hello to Toronto and set up an appointment to meet either through the Displaced Perspective robot or some other robot. I also want to mention that the exhibition is open here tonight until 11 p.m. and then tomorrow we open again at 2 in the afternoon, 9 a.m. in Toronto. Get up early, you guys, and come back. So please come back and interact with us again tomorrow, and then also join us for the world premiere screening of Them Fucking Robots, a documentary about our very own Norman White by Ina Papa. Is she here? Hello, Ina, come to the spaceport. And that will be premiering tomorrow night at 8 p.m. So please join us tomorrow. Have a great time tonight, and thank you for listening to all of our talks, and yeah. Enjoy.
Skype screens, and that they get in. There's a problem with them. Don't destroy it. Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks for coming, Mike. How are you? Good to see you. Oh, it's good on the side. It's right there. That's going to be the mark. Yeah, well, people will be showing up. Yeah. Sorry, I have a little bit qualified to drive this now. But what I really want to do is take this piece into David's.
What's that? You moved that? No. Yeah, yes. It makes me feel like
Not that there's anything to You totally nailed it, Doug. Why did I borrow that?
The piece works best with one person.
One other person. Yeah. The breathing is a little intense. He's like,
it's so exciting. Somehow it is.
Hello, hey Graham. Your robot seems to be off.
Yeah, I got to change the batteries.
Okay.
Let me work on that.
Power converter we bought for DC for the Mac Mini. And it also has 18.5, the Mac runs on 18.5. The monitor actually runs on 18.5. So it's set up so that you hit that switch. And it's a very intelligent power supply. We have it wired into Mac, so it will automatically do an automatic boot up and start up without touching the power button. It'll also, when you hit the switch, put it into sleep mode. The Mac. It knows when it's in sleep mode if you're Arduino, and then you can do a cold shutdown in sleep mode and then destroy the.
Nice meeting you.
Is it sense on the rollers or just loose there?
No, it's just when it hits something, there's really it's really sharp metal. Instead of digging sharp metal claws in your thighs. And then you can always tell the Arduino won't connect to USB. I don't know why. So if the flashing, you have to boot it, set it down, and start again. Why?
there was a maze with a robot about this big going through a maze. Was that part
Later
of
on,
this?
that was a later project we did with we did it also with InterAccess.
Yeah, this was there was what I remember was that
It was all kinds of art rooms.
yeah, exactly. And you could only see the little rooms and stuff. You were here in 95, weren't you?
It was 95.
Okay. So that wasn't
It was called the Electric City.
That's the next version. There always has to be somewhere else.
I went to Spain for you, that's why. We lived in Spain in 93, but
Yeah, well, in 86, yeah, there was just stuff was really, I mean, back classic, one of the negatives, I mean, the whole idea of computers, and a calculator is more processing, kind of stuff. So a lot of the stuff, data that is nice piece set up. One was having a problem. Doug is working well, but I mean, if you Skype, it works. Skype is a nice protocol because it navigates through firewalls and stuff like all these kind of things. And I have like people like Jeff and David. Yes. People I know have looked into how they do that. Oh, you know what computer there? It's really quite impossible.
sorry, you're shipping packets over Skype?
Skype allows you to send, it has a communication data packet transfer network built in underneath InterAccess. So the step pad is actually just sending keyboard commands to the login. So you just have 4 switches and a keyboard emulator. And you can use it for hitting the right forward and back.
So you're basically chatting over Skype.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. It's like sending SMSs go forward, go back. But it works really well. I mean, it's a nice protocol. Does he want to drive the robot?
Yeah.
Come on.
I was just interrupting people's conversations internationally. I was sort of being a pain. I went to the bar, sort of butted in line at the bar.
You made it, did they? So they broke down the barrier to the bar that they had to.
Well, they had to unsnag me from the wire. You know, the robot, that robot
You were
has
very
access to the
persistent.
bar. But we don't have, David still won't let the robot into his zone. They're still.
Do we have a willing participant?
Don't see him.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We don't see him.
Oh, now we do. Okay. Now you guys are, you get decoupled again.
Okay, so now it's, the red light is on, right? So that's a good sign.
We don't have you anymore.
We don't, okay, I will try to reconnect.
Ça va être horrible.
I think it's possible we crashed the router again. I'm not sure, but I know the TeamViewer app quit on me. It told me that the connection had been terminated.
Oh, because here it says you're still connected.
I can't hear you because there's a lot of noise here.
On the screen, it says you're still connected to TeamView on this computer.
Yeah, okay.
It could lie.
That's what he thinks.
So I'm restarting the computer to see if we can reconnect that way.
I think we're getting a ladder to maybe reboot the router too.
Sorry, I speak slowly because it's very noisy here.
We're getting a ladder to reboot the router.
Reboot the router or the computer?
The router.
Oh, the router, okay.
Can you go forward? Try stepping forward. Hey there. No, I think you gotta get Jeff. He's gotta activate the step pad. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, exactly, yeah. No, there's various companies selling this kind of thing. So, yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna turn the volume up, hold on. Okay, that's good. What were you saying? Yeah, there's about 30 people here. No, it's gonna be. I think Saturday's gonna be a big day for us, definitely. And how?
There's a thing as well, and the politics bits are quite exciting. Too bad the arm wrestling one doesn't work, but I guess over the next few days.
No, I'm sure Norm will get it up and running. This might take a little time. So this is what they were driving around. See, these are our friends here, and they were. Oh, there's Josh. Hello. Yeah, he was driving a robot like you.
Who's got a robot here?
I've just rebooted. I don't know if you're getting my feed, but I just rebooted here.
I just rebooted the router, and we're able to ping the Rotterdam public IP.
I can't really hear you at all, unfortunately. It's very noisy here.
I just rebooted the router, and we're able to ping the Rotterdam public IP, so it's worth a shot.
I don't know if that's worth trying, because even when I got the piece working again, I still couldn't ping the router. So it's better to check and see if you're getting my data there, or if someone goes into the space there, and I can see if they show up here.
Okay, we'll do that.
the bar and have a drink with you guys.
It's already over there.
Yeah. Here, can you drop forward, Jeff? I just want to demo it. What's your name? Yeah, come on forward. This is Jeff. He'll program the whole thing.
Not bad. How are you? What's going on there? What?
No, I mean, as a telepresent show, I mean, it's worked out pretty well. Yeah, considering past.
It's definitely not a giant disaster.
No.
So many telecommunications are
Yeah, I mean, it's been my experience. But I really do want to arm wrestle this thing.
Yeah, you're gonna. No.
Well, we just ran out of time. I mean, we do actually have batteries here.
No, it's fun though.
We can do it tomorrow.
Yeah. The batteries, I bought some batteries, like 26 amp hours. They last about an hour and a half. So I don't know what's going to happen on Saturday because I was thinking of bringing a big cable in case we run out of batteries. We can just run it on a 12-volt power supply. Because I'm not going to have enough batteries. You're not going to have enough batteries to run it all day that way. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I've got 4 big 26 amps, so I can run it about 6 hours too. So.